Welcome back to 5-Minute Knives, the channel that's single-handedly keeping Tums in business. Today, we're going to talk about a knife you've seen on the channel before, the white Rivel backpack hail. But first, let's not pay a bill. And we're back! Okay, hopefully we didn't sell any sheaths because I don't want to make any for you right now. I'm trying reverse psychology. I don't want to make any sheaths, so don't buy any. White River Backpacker S35VN. You've seen this knife on the channel before. This is the sheath that it comes with. It's got kind of a weird attachment. And for a knife that calls itself the Backpacker, they really don't give you a lot of ways to attach this to a backpack. You just get this kind of poopy loop, and you're good to go. So I've been getting backpackers who purchased this knife, probably because they thought it was intended for them based on the name, but it's a really, really great knife. This choil is awesome. The S35VN steel is really nice. This knife's seen some use. I did not touch up the edge or anything. This is my customer's edge. We had a little bit of a tip rounding. Not bad though, very, very slight. So basically you can tell this knife's seen some use and some love, which I think is great. Super cool. G10 scales. It's got a little lanyard on there, which I do recommend for a knife of this size. Fits my medium-large mitts pretty well. And actually, I have good command of this knife. I mean, this is... You're not going to really lose control of this knife once it's in hand. However, when it's out and about, it's so light, it's very easy to forget, and you could cut yourself with something like this if you weren't kind of paying attention. Now, my customer sent this in to have a sheath made that had eyelets that spanned 3.5 inches wide to fit across his backpack strap. So it's going to look a little goofy, but here's what I made. Whoopsh. Right? He wanted black with purple. And Bud, if you're watching, he also wanted brass eyelets. And the first version I made of this did have brass eyelets, but I didn't realize that, or I didn't remember that spacing the eyelets so far apart would affect the retention and make it wonky. So I had to remake it, and plus I drilled an eyelet a little out of whack. So I had to remake it, and I didn't have any other brass. I left him a voicemail. He doesn't know yet. This will be a nice surprise for him. But actually, I think it's a really nice sheath. Here's the purple side. Looks great. Polished edges. You know me. Right? And again, I don't want you to buy any of these. Don't buy a sheath for me. Please. Please don't. See last video, the giveaway. Anyway, here's this. Here's the retention. And it's just butter, man. It's just butter. Of course, no rattle. I'm not going to shake it around. He's not going to really use the combat loop. He's actually going to use attachments that fit across his backpack straps. But I just put it on there so I can show off the washers. Isn't that nice? I don't know. I just think that's so cool. The White River Backpacker is a great knife, but the sheath it comes with kind of sucks. And I know this sheath is a monstrosity, but it's because he needed 3 inches spanning the eyelets for some reason. And I just put these eyelets on there for retention reasons, but they're also fully functional with the combat loop. The combat loop fits on here too. So you have a lot of different ways to wear this. I just wanted to give him options. It's not exactly what he asked for, being the black eyelets versus the brass, but you know what? When the paint wears off of these, guess what? It's brass. So I think it looks dope though. Super cool knife. And this will be upside down on his backpack, riding like so. And whenever he needs it, he just pushes off like so. And you have this in the ready position. And I think it's just an outstanding little piece. Probably one of my favorite carry pieces. And this knife is the knife that you guys send in the most under like a 4-inch blade. Like a little like EDC fixed blade. This is the one I get the most, more than the Azula. Probably because of the price point. You can get these for about $1.50. But it's a super cool knife. Very lively in the hand. Nice balance point being right there. The choil. And these scales are just perfect. Very neutral scales, but they have nice swells to them. And flat across on this dimension here, which is actually very nice and uniform. Sorry, bumped the tripod here. I don't know. I just dig this knife. An S35VN steel is a fine steel, depending on the heat treat. But you guys seem to really love these White River Backpackers. I get this sent in the most for sheaths. This is the first sheath, though, that had to be all wide and crazy like this. And it makes total sense. I mean, my customer was very detail-oriented. He sent me diagrams and stuff of what he wanted, so I couldn't screw it up. And what did I do? I immediately screwed it up. So I had to make another one, and I only had black eyelets in stock, so this is what you get, bud. But it is a nice sheath, and it's going to work very well perfect retention on this guy. And as you can see, she just nestles in there really nicely. And as you draw, I don't know if you can see from this angle, here, just boop, just super, super duper nice. I thought of putting some jimping here in the thumb ramp I made for him, but why? This is perfect. Draw like that, and you're good to go. So anyway, enough showing off my stuff. Remember, I don't want you to buy any of these. I hate it when you guys buy sheaths. It's the worst. But look how nicely she balances, too. You know, this isn't touching on this side, see? Not touch. Super nice. I mean, this is totally serviceable. It's fine, but, like, kind of sucks, man. This loop sucks, I'll tell you that. And it screws up, like, the shape and the form factor. I don't like it. I like my stuff. But again, don't buy it. Just, you know, thank you to my customer for sending this in. And guys, if you're looking at a small EDC fixed blade, I can't recommend the White River Backpacker M1 enough. Like, it's such a sweet blade. Every time I make a sheath for it, I'm so impressed. And yes, I know I don't go out and do a lot of like hard use testing on these or anything like that, but you know, once you know knives pretty well, like yes, I don't know their failure points. I'm not doing destruction tests or anything like that. But once you've been around knives your whole life, you can just get one in hand and really know a lot about it. Plus, making a sheath for a knife is a different thing too. You really get to know a knife that way. Also sharpening. These are the ways to get to know your knife when you're not using it. So in those ways, I'm very impressed with the White River Backpacker. So my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, let's grow the channel up a little bit this year. I'm trying to get patches, some other stuff. Here is our subscribe, starry, and heroes list. And I try to remember to feature you guys every video. Yeah, they drop off, they come in, but we always got somebody backing us, and I love it. Thank you guys so much. You're keeping the channel alive, and we will see you next time on 5 Minute Knives.